joining me. So, Congressman, we've seen the White House press team all day trying to clarify all the things that were said during Biden's press conference yesterday. But what was said, and it came from the president. There's a lot of focus and attention on his words regarding Russia and a, quote, minor invasion and what they would do. I mean, it just comes off so weak, and no matter what the White House is trying to do today to clarify it, Putin already heard what Biden said.
There's just no question about it. I mean, it's nothing short of a disaster yesterday in this press conference. Everybody was anticipating maybe getting some questions answered, and all we got was confusion, incompetence, and just quite baffling, quite frankly. But this small incursion that he mentioned. It's ridiculous. Think about a small or a large invasion. You know, if you come across and you invade somebody's country, they've got over 100,000 troops sitting there. Unbelievable. And it's completely the creation. This crisis has been created by Biden's weakness. He has weakened America. He has empowered Putin at every turn with his America last, his concessions first approach. And quite frankly, the Ukraine, Taiwan, they ought to be very, very nervous right now. And I'm sure that they probably are. America cannot afford to be led by sheep when our enemies are being led by hyenas. It's a terrible concept to even think about.
And we also heard from VP Harris this morning. She's making her media rounds, trying to also explain what Biden was saying in regards to Russia. We'll take a look at the clip and react after. Roll tape.
And I will tell you that the president has been very clear, and we as the United States are very clear. If Putin takes aggressive action, we are prepared to levy serious and severe costs, period. And I will tell you that part of the posture that we have taken is grounded in the respect and the value we place in sovereignty and territorial integrity, and in particular in this case, the sovereignty and territorial integrity of Ukraine.
Of course, and
so
I'm so sorry to interrupt, but it is less than clear, because 30 minutes after the news conference, the White House press secretary had to actually clarify the president's remarks.
Savannah, I'm being clear with you right now.
Yes, okay.
And so if you're interested, I'll continue to be clear, which is that we have had direct conversations through various levels of diplomacy with Putin, with Russia, and most importantly, with our allies and partners, including our NATO allies and partners. We are clear and have been clear for quite some time that our first approach and priority and preference is that these issues could be resolved diplomatically. We have also been clear and continue to be clear that if Russia takes aggressive action, it will be met with severe costs.
Yikes. I mean, think about this. This is a friendly press. This is over at NBC. And you know, these are friendly reporters, friendly hosts. And they're asking questions, pretty basic questions. And you see Harris getting so defensive. I mean, she's angry.
Stephanie, she's anything but clear, exactly like her boss, President Biden. They're unclear. Nothing they do is clear except to try to move America to the left at all costs and turn us into a radical dictatorship. That's what they're trying to do. And we need to be getting out in front of this whole problem. We can't be saying, well, if Russia does this, we will do so and so, and not even be clear about that. Take our last president. There was no question whatsoever that President Trump was not a person to be trifled with. He was capable of unleashing the full power of the United States of America. He proved it several times, and I will guarantee you all options were on the table with President Trump. And with this president and his feckless vice president, they have nothing to fear. It's just incredible for her to get mad at a question which is absolutely a legitimate question about what we're going to do, and shouldn't we clarify this? We just have no leadership. There's no leadership at the top of this country right now. It's incredible to think of, to even contemplate that the most powerful nation in the history of this world is being led by two individuals like this. Unbelievable.
Totally unbelievable. And as I mentioned, what Biden said, we had our enemies and our allies taking notes. You know, I'm sure they don't care what the White House has to say or what VP Harris is going around in the media saying now. They heard the words directly from Biden, and we saw even reaction from the Ukrainian President Zelensky, and he tweeted this. He says, "We want to remind the great powers that there are no minor incursions in small nations, just as there are no minor casualties and a little grief from the loss of loved ones. I say this as the president of a great power." So we have Zelensky responding to Biden, and again, it's just they can say what they want, but Biden had a lot of time to prepare for this press conference. This is a guy who's been hiding in the bunker at the White House. He was hidden during the entire campaign trail for a reason, and it's just a total embarrassment.
There's no question about it, Stephanie. It is a national embarrassment, and we just have no leadership, as I said. And in 12 months, this president has rendered the United States into, terrible economic times, inflation at the highest rates in 40 some odd years, a crime wave washing over the nation. This Afghanistan, they keep calling it a withdrawal. And he had in his press conference, he says he has nothing to apologize for, nothing to explain, that he thinks he's done more in 12 months than any other president in history. He certainly has. He finally spoke truth when he said that, because he's done more to take us from prosperity to economic travails, from national security, a secured border, to wide open borders in excess of almost 2 million people have come across, a crime wave because of his defunding the police and demonization of them. This man has created every one of these crises, and he has no one to blame but himself. And again, as I said, his vice president, supposedly the czar of the border, and to hear her talking about her clarification, quote unquote, being clear about what the consequences would be for Russia, a disgrace, a simple, absolute disgrace.